Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
Good morning. It is Coffee Ann time here on ON AM and FM. We thank you for joining us on February 16th. Friday, February 16th. And my name is Joe Callahan. Across the table for me, Dave Richards is sitting right there. Hello, Dave.
Hey, what do you know?
And Melissa Murray is here as well. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning. Yeah, February's almost over. Hooray.
2 more weeks.
2 more weeks.
With our aquamarine glass frames on today.
Yes.
Yes.
Sparkly aquamarine.
Sparkly. Yes.
We're going to start calling her Sparkly instead of Melissa.
Can we do that?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
Everyone knows I love all things sparkly and glitter.
Okay. Rich Lane will be joining us from Post 85 at about 8:30 this morning as well, so we look forward to that as well. First thing I wanted to bring up, and you two probably don't know anything about this, but I found out about a week or so ago. There is a new NCAA Division I women's point leader.
Okay.
Her name is Caitlin Clark. She's from the University of Iowa. She needed 8 points in last night's game to break the record. And it's Iowa played Michigan, and they just kept feeding her the ball. You just keep shooting until you get it. About 2 minutes into the game, that's when it happened. And then she went on to have a 49-point game, highest she's ever had. And Iowa beat Michigan 106-89. And now Caitlin Clark has 3,569 points. That's impressive. All right. And they're still got 2 more months to go before playoffs.
Yep.
So she's just going to keep building on that. So hey, good for her.
And she's originally from where?
Probably Iowa.
Okay.
So just little national news right there. All right. So yesterday, Melissa and I were talking about
Sorry.
Dave's going to
Trying not to sneeze on air.
Yes, Dave.
We were supposed to do our commercial for the chamber.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, please.
I raised my hand politely.
You did.
Appreciate that, Dave.
All right. Big announcement, exciting announcement and alert for those who are interested in these sorts of things. We have award winners at the Women's Business Council of the Chamber. It's kind of like a little division of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. And they have the winners of the Women's Business Council Women of the Year Awards for 2024. These remarkable individuals have shattered barriers, inspired change, and left an indelible mark on their respective fields. And here they are. The Game Changer Award goes to Dr. Marianne Raimondo, Dean of Rhode Island College School of Business.
Great.
The Trailblazer Award goes to Yahira J. Plasencia, CFP, Senior Vice President, Private Client Advisor, Bank of America Private Bank. Mm-hmm. And the Difference Maker Award goes to Sue Murray, any relation?
No relation.
Executive Director at Southern New England Economic Development, or as the SEED organization, as they like in acronym land. Congratulations to these incredible winners. Your unwavering commitment to excellence, innovation, and positive change is truly inspiring. And it's all part of the Chamber. We'll tell you more about all the different aspects of the Chamber, including the list of organizational meetings, all coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, 334-1000, call after 9.
All right, there, Dave. Thank you very much for that one.
You're welcome.
Just first thing I wanted to bring up, because Melissa and I were talking about this yesterday afternoon.
You were.
We heard it on our newscast because the news came out about the shootings in Kansas City,
right,
and how a couple of them were juveniles.
Mm-hmm.
And
actually, most of those who were wounded were juveniles.
That's true.
Yeah,
but
the youngest was 8.
The first question was, well, how do they get their guns?
Right.
And the first thing I think of, well, it's possible that they're if they live with their parents, maybe they just took it from their parents just to have. And I do, but I've always remembered from my one criminal justice class I took, like a nay, it was taught by an ex police officer,
right,
and he always told us, he goes, the bad guys always get their guns by stealing them.
Right.
They don't go walk into Bullseye and purchase. That's rare.
Well, these days, they kind of get them everywhere. You know, you have people who go out and
Buy 'em on the
purchase.
street?
Well, we have heard people who wait till they're 18, can't wait to turn 18, then purchase a gun, then go out and, do a
Okay.
school shooting. But luckily here in Rhode Island, it's 21 now. So, which I think was a smart move, because 18-year-olds these days, I'm going to sound like an old person. 18-year-olds
young.
these days are not the same 18-year-olds of years ago. They're
Okay.
not going out and, getting married and getting jobs. They're just, it's not the same.
Really?
I think so.
Well, you could have a
Maybe
discussion about that.
they're raised differently, but it's 18.
That's it.
This
They're the
ain't-
same 18-year-olds that haven't
Well, yes,
been
they're the
raised
same
the same
age,
way.
but right. And the responsibilities are
I
not the
might
same, and
concede that
they're still
point to you in
children.
the- in
They're still
the
children
debate.
today. Yes.
I have an 18
Well, they're only children because a group of people who meet in a big marble building down in Providence said that they're children.
I'm one of those people.
But my child is 18, and even she will admit she is way too young to have a gun. I said,
Well, that's very smart.
yeah,
Very
she
smart
goes,
girl, because
I should not have that.
I've mentioned that I identified with that. I had guns and all kinds of different things when I was younger. And as I grew older, I didn't have time for that baloney.
Yeah.
And I had other interests, and thank you very much. No, that's for somebody else. So I wouldn't own one now, because it's an enormous responsibility. It's gotten to be. It was an enormous responsibility when I was 10. And so it wasn't fun, because it was a responsibility when you're 10.
Well, but you
And
were taught how to
I
handle
was
a
right.
gun.
It's how you were taught.
Yeah.
And because I was taught those ways, when I was 17 and my dad got sick, I was the breadwinner for the family. And I took 3 jobs and stayed in high school. And we did all that stuff. And I wasn't the only one. There's other people that did the
Oh,
same
sure.
thing and worse.
Yeah.
But so I have a hard time people saying 18-year-olds are babies. I really have a hard time with that. It all depends on the person.
So they haven't given the ages of the shooters in Kansas City yet, have they? They just say
I
juveniles.
don't think so.
I think they're trying to figure out who shot and who got shot.
Yeah.
They're still
Yeah.
getting. I mean, they've got information, but they're still trying to lay it all down so they're sure of it, because as was postulated the day of, where this happened, if somebody was trying to shoot up the parade, they wouldn't have done it there. But
No.
this was right next to, and what you would expect would happen, and this. Again, this is the day of the shooting on Wednesday. This was suggested, and it said that kind of makes sense for a theory. You've got a y'all come. Everybody's going down to see the parade. 2 groups of people who hate each other and carry guns happen to be in the same geographic area at the same time near the parade.
Yeah. They weren't there to.
And they open fire on each other.
That's right. And they just happen to hit innocent people at the,
Right.
at the same
Multiple.
I don't think it
Innocent
had
kids.
a thing to do with the parade,
No, it had
except
nothing.
that
I don't think so.
Except that everybody was going to the parade, the
there.
proverbial everybody.
time. Yeah.
Right.
All right. A little closer to home, I think this is hysterical, by the way, what they have done, what some people have done down in Newport. This is great. Because when Newport City Councilor David Carlin basically told the Newport...
Who was a former Coffee and panelist, by the way.
Well, he told
when he
the-
worked for the chamber.
He told the Newport School Committee, because they're trying to build a new high school down there in Newport, that so Carlin tells the school committee, why don't you hold a bake sale? So the parents did, and they stood outside City Hall, and they were selling cookies and cakes for $1 million. This is awesome.
This is great.
Cookies on sale for $1 million a piece, cupcakes for $500,000 each, or $2 million a box, which is a bargain when you
That's
think about it. So,
Great. That's a great bargain.
There were
That
no
volume discount.
That's right.
Well, they weren't serious about
There were no
that.
sales, obviously.
It was a
Right,
protest.
no,
It's a
right,
protest, yeah.
Right.
It was a
But I mean,
protest.
that's the way you do it.
Yeah, that's great.
Go have a bake sale.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
will.
going to raise millions of dollars. You want a bake sale? Here's your bake sale.
Yeah. Carlin responded. His comments were a criticism of the school building committee. The committee is planning its fundraisers to seek the money for the new school. I'm not sure how much they need to raise. I guess it's in the millions
Yeah.
for a new
that's
school down in Newport. But I think that is so funny that a couple of parents actually went out and did this,
Good for them.
made cookies and say they're $1 million a piece.
Good for them.
Brings
And then you ought to
I
eat
don't
those
think anybody
cookies
else
right in
has
front
done
of
that
them.
before. That's
No, I
that's
didn't.
very
It's
clever.
very clever.
It's very clever. Yeah.
because people say that all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we should have a bake sale. we need to raise money for the new B-52 bomber. Well, the Air Force should have a bake sale.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's a old.
It's an old joke.
Yep.
But these people
Bumper
actually
sticker.
went out and did it. And I think that's terrific. Brings real notice of what's going on
Right.
going down there, and makes Mr. Carlin not look very smart by his comment.
Makes him look very callous.
Yeah. So okay, so they've arrested a man in North Providence who's saying he set fire to that church.
In North Providence.
In North Providence,
Yes.
you're right. And actually several fires outside the Shiloh Gospel Temple Ministries late Saturday. They show the surveillance cameras. Remember, cameras are everywhere now, and they show him in the vicinity of the church at right around when the fire started. So
Yep.
I don't know if that shows anybody else in the vicinity. Maybe it just shows just him. Luckily, no one was injured in this in this fire, but the church did suffer considerable damage. They did search his home.
Is he the one they found notebooks of?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Quite racist in nature and a hatred of religion. Okay. The incident still remains under investigation. This is a predominantly African American church that is in
Yep.
North Providence. So I guess that's why he picked it.
Yeah. So they
being
found a
the
notebook
racist
with
and the hatred.
racist ideologies and hatred, and he decided that he was going to go burn down a church of all places.
Mm-hmm. And he's not some kid. 35. So I'm sure he thought about it for some time.
Yeah.
Kevin
It's terrible.
Colantonio.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the name of the last name? Wasn't that the name of the car dealership? Used to be down there right on Mineral Spring. No,
No.
Nona Antonio.
Yes.
That was it. That's
Yeah.
it. Okay, I'm sorry, I got the wrong name. Okay. I know. My dad bought a car from there one time. All right, so that's what's happening there. So the House and the Senate passed the bill a very important bill, Melissa, to rename the media room at the Amica Mutual Pavilion, the Bill Reynolds Media Room.
Rapley. Reynolds?
Bill Reynolds.
Reynolds,
Yes.
right. No, that was a different bill. That was a different bill. A different bill for a different bill.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
So is this something that had to be done because basically the state owns the Amica Mutual Pavilion now?
Well, no, renaming, whether it's like roads or bridges or buildings or whatever, that goes through the General Assembly if it's state owned, right?
Okay.
So if it was private, you could name it
Right.
whatever you would like, but if something is state owned, it has to go through committee.
So if it was still the Providence Civic Center,
But nobody would be
owned by the city of Providence,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have had to go into the state.
No.
Right, correct.
No, nobody would make it. It wouldn't make any sense to name it the whatever you would like press box, would it?
Well, I mean, you could, I guess.
Okay.
All right, let's take up renaming Green Airport.
Oh, not again.
Well, no one knows who Green is.
I know, but it's
You have to
been
go way back
renamed
in the history.
so many times, and
I've
honestly,
only known it as the Green Airport.
everybody calls it TF Green Airport.
Well, right. Yeah.
But now it's
But
I don't even remember
Does
what we
anybody
renamed
remember
it.
what the TF stands
It's
for?
Theodore.
Theodore
Francis.
Yes.
And the only reason I
Francis.
know that is because it's on the signs on the highway as you drive into the airport.
Yeah.
Theodore
Well, no,
Francis.
and his portrait is in
Right.
is in
And
the State
Mr. Green
House.
was a descendant of the Greens from Southern County in Rhode Island, because it wasn't Washington County in Rhode Island before the Revolution. Nobody knew Washington at that point. But they were very, very instrumental, a very active family. Several members distinguished themselves down through history in Rhode Island. And Theodore Francis was the governor of Rhode Island, and I think he was the senator too, wasn't he? I got to try to remember. It's way before
Just
my
know him
time,
as-
but
right, as
but
governor.
at one time I did read a quick bio of him, and I guess it didn't all stick, but I knew he was a former governor as well. At about the time that they took the Hillsgrove Airfield over and made it a state airport.
Well,
And
it
so they're looking around for somebody to name it after, and he was the guy who was the mover and shaker that helped it get done.
Well, I always thought when they renamed not the airport, but the terminal,
Yeah.
the Bruce Sutherland
Bruce Sutherland
terminal, I
Terminal.
said that, you just should have named the whole airport because no one says Oh, I'm going to the Bruce Sunland terminal.
Yeah, but nowadays, how many people would know who Bruce Sunland was?
Well,
Your age,
but
my
back-
age,
but-
maybe.
But back
Yeah.
then, that's what they should have done. The same thing in Boston. You know, do you know who Logan is? I had to look it up. He was governor.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Right. But I mean-
years ago.
Please don't name anything after me.
No. Okay.
Yeah, right. Good point.
Like, just please don't.
When I was a freshman in college at Rhode Island College, the president, Dr. David Sweet, was sick.
Yeah.
And his last request was, don't name anything after me if I pass away. He passed away like 3 months later.
Yeah.
And it took a few years, but they finally named the dormitory after him.
Right.
Yeah.
Years
Yeah.
after he passed away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I go, he didn't want this, but okay. All right, Dave, it's time for a second message, please, from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Well, very good, Joe. Hold on just a second here while I just click over, get back to my inbox where I see in the chamber directory here. Oh, yes. The list of things that are going on here in the Blackstone Valley with the chamber. We have on the 27th, which is coming up a week from next Tuesday, the 33rd annual celebration of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce is going to be at Bally's Twin River Lincoln Casino Resort. We used to do it up at the King Philip Lounge because we needed something really big, so we actually did it outside the Blackstone Valley for a couple of times and outside of Northern Rhode Island because we needed a big place to put it all. And now we've got a big place right here in Lincoln, so we're all set there. You can register if you get the email to your inbox, and you do when you're a member. And then, of course, I mentioned the Women's Business Council cheers for 4 years, and they're winners of the awards at the Guild in Pawtucket. That's coming up on March 19th from 5 to 7 p.m. You could go to that. Legislative reception with all those important people down in that marble building in Providence. On March 26th from 4:30 to 6:30, they always have good finger foods and munchies and some drinks and stuff like that, those State House receptions, don't they?
Yes, they do.
They do. All right. But it's not a sit-down meal or anything. And don't worry about parking because, of course, the legislative people don't need this, but we do have complimentary valet parking for all those attending the legislative reception for the Chamber on the 26th of March. Then looking ahead to April, the networking pop-up at Nathan's Bistro. Sounds like it's going to be fun. That's right here in the Blackstone Valley at 600 George Washington Highway in Lincoln. Nathan's Bistro. I believe that's that's right next to where Navigant is at the intersection of Route 7, right? Does anybody know exactly where George Washington Highway is?
I do.
I know where that
Oh,
is.
good. Does anybody know where 600 George Washington Highway is? Is it near AT Cross or is it near Navigant?
No, it is near Navigant, but
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
up
thought.
the road going towards Lincoln,
Oh.
across from Blackie's. I think it's in that area.
Well, there's no Blackies there anymore. That's
Right.
moved up.
Yeah, right. Where they
Closer
moved
to
up.
the
Where they
airport,
moved. Where they moved up to.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still called Blackie's.
Well, are we having fun? I mean, we could have just looked that up, but we didn't.
could've.
And you could find out
Or we
all
could just
about
fight about it.
And we've got all kinds of time to worry about that because it's on April 11th. Remember, if you'd like to be a member of the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, or if you're just, there's no obligation. If you're just curious, believe me, they make it affordable for you. At the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, call 334-1000. They open up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Don't call now. You'll get the machine.
All right, more coffee and coming your way.
Delicious eats, welcoming atmosphere, and friendly staff, where every seat feels like the best seat in the house. That describes River Falls Restaurant. They are under new ownership, and they invite you to come by and enjoy lunch or dinner 7 days a week. It's Friday, and River Falls Restaurant has a fish and chip special for $11.50 until 4 p.m. Plus, the Winter Wonderland promotion is going on now. Be sure to ask about it. River Falls Restaurant on the banks of the Blackstone River, Market Square, Woonsocket. Make reservations by visiting riverfallscomplex.com. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
All right, it's Coffee and on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Melissa Murray and Dave Richards. Melissa, you got to get in on this. You got to get hold of the Costco people
Okay.
because
We want 'em in Woonsocket.
someone in Warwick blew it. They were thinking of going to Warwick, and the word got out, and they said there's a media frenzy that they were coming to Warwick, and Costco said we're out of here. So now they're not coming to Warwick. Now they're also
Don't you guys in Warwick know how to keep a secret?
That's right. Now they think of going to Cranston, down where the ACI was or is, and that's kind of dead too. They are they're looking at Smithfield.
Okay.
Well, no, Smithfield's looking at them.
Yeah, they've jumped in. Hey, look at us. But now, hey, they're still looking to come to Rhode Island. There are no Costco's in Rhode Island.
Right.
So, hey, here we go. Someone's got to get a hold of them. Take a look around.
Give
Take
me a brochure on
here.
that stat.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know any of the other places that are that they're looking at, but other than Smithfield, and the other two are out. But I think it's funny that we're pulling out because there's a media frenzy going on at Warwick that we're coming in. Nope, we're pulling the plug on the whole thing.
But let's be serious about this for a minute. If Scott McGee were here, or even Garrett Manzeri were here, and he will be here on Monday for other reasons. But if they were here, they would tell you that in real estate, that's a serious matter. In fact, our Woonsocket City Council, our charter enables our council, whenever they're talking about real estate and real estate deals, they can go into executive session to keep the media out of it,
Right.
because what happens is that when a particular parcel is being discussed, the price goes sky high. Because simply because it's being discussed, even if it was just part of a discussion of a list of places, and so that impedes.
It's a disadvantage.
Right,
Yeah.
that impedes the deal making, and so because of that, there's a legitimate reason why Costco would look at it and said, "Can't you guys keep a secret? We're out of here."
Apparently not.
Goodbye.
Yeah. All right. The governor signed the bill that says it's okay to have outdoor dining. So that's good.
Yep.
It began during the COVID pandemic, and the Take It Outside program was a good deal from the start, and it was time to make it
It
permanent.
was a great idea.
So that's good. So does each
But
city
wait a
and
minute,
town?
wait a minute. Everybody's saying how wonderful this is. Does the state really have to get involved in this, for Pete's sake?
Yes.
Apparently, yes.
Why can't the municipalities take care of it? They know
Because-
better what the neighborhoods are like.
Well,
How'd I do on getting a little controversy in there for Joe?
I
Dave.
hate to throw any
Under the bus?
any town or city councils under the bus, but sometimes as a legislative body,
Well, you could do
myself
Westerly.
included,
Westerly doesn't care. They don't listen to us.
right?
either.
We can't get out of our own way,
You can't
and
get,
sometimes we just
municipals can't get out of their own way.
legislative bodies sometimes can't get out of their own way,
That's so.
and this one person complained, and then so many. I got so many calls about this when it's really
Not
just
me
two.
in my house.
Right, and not over here, not in my backyard, and so
Well, we
I
see
think
that even here.
with everything, and so the whole Take It Outside initiative was came from former Governor Raimondo as an executive order, and if the legislature had been tasked with working that out, we would still
They'd
be
still be
we'd still be
discussing it.
working it out.
Yeah, you'd still be stuck. Yeah.
So, and if you pass it on to the municipalities, they're still going to be working it out. So I do think that this was a good law and just put into place what the executive order had. With little tweaks to make folks happy. But yeah,
To take care of your friends, right?
not
you
my
know,
friends. It
little
wasn't in
tweaks
my
to take care of
committee.
your
It wasn't in my committee. but I did co-sign the bill because I think it's a good bill.
All
So I think it's good for business, and why wouldn't you be just able to have outdoor dining? One of my biggest complaints when I moved back here from Atlanta, and they have outdoor dining everywhere there. Just right on the side.
They have outdoor weather better there.
They do, but even in the summer here, there was only one place with outdoor dining when I moved back, and that was the Burrito Company, and they only had 2 tables.
That's well, no, there were 3.
And then, maybe there were 3 tables. But, and then Ciro's opened up, and I was so excited. I'm like, we are the Blackstone Valley. We have the river. We have these great spots. And then River Falls opened up.
yeah.
But, now Kay's has outdoor dining all the time, which is so great. I love that. They even do it in the winter. They have igloos. This I don't think this would have come about if that executive order wouldn't have enabled the businesses to get creative and be able to expand,
Okay.
in my opinion.
All righty. We talked about this yesterday and with Melissa earlier too about Boston's thinking about doing those speed zones, and and we'll put up toll booths in there. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you know what?
A lot of traffic in Dorchester today. You're gonna cost you $5 to get in.
Someone else is thinking.
No, they only charge you to get out. You can go in for free, but you can't leave for free.
I see.
Well, maybe you want to.
Well, that's just like Logan Airport.
Exactly. That's
maybe-
exactly what I
Logan
was
anyway?
saying. Yeah.
Maybe you want to do this because Boston City Council wants to start selling official city merchandise
Right.
because they're looking at New York, and they slap the Statue of Liberty on shirts and sweatshirts, and they're making $1 gazillion. We can put the
Well,
independent
I
man.
mean, that's been for
The state of New
decades,
York-
though. I heart
The
New
state
York.
of New York owns one of the
but
best
that's the state.
slogans.
That's the state of New York, right?
Yeah,
I
love New York.
But this
that
is New
really
York
people-
City.
Right.
Yeah, but
Says-
that's been going on for forever too.
Oh, jump on the bandwagon here, and we'll get a picture of the independent man, and say Rhode Island,
Right.
and sell it online. See if it sells.
I have a bumper sticker, which I
Yeah.
haven't put on my car, and it says my other car is a Quahog. Which I love it. I think it's so funny. But like, there's so much Rhode Island merch that's done by independent artists, and I love that. And
right.
even Woonsocket, the Downtown Woonsocket Collaborative, came out with a shirt that said "I Heart Woony,"
All
Yeah,
right,
but they didn't spell it right.
but they didn't spell it right. I know that was a bone of contention for me too.
how they
but I
spell
like
it?
They
with a
spelled
Y.
it Woony.
Y, oh,
It should be
okay.
Woonie.
I concur. But that was after
Because
my
I jump on that
was,
like a bum on a bologna
Me
sandwich.
too. Me too. But
Boy, we should
that
just do it with
that
the
was
IE.
after my tenure.
And trademark it.
See, my idea was to do it and print it both ways and see which one sold better and make it like a whole contest, and then it's a win-win. But hey, that was after my tenure, as I said. When
Well,
you use with the IE.
All right. Well,
I don't. Can you trademark your name? Suppose you can, but that'll get messy. That'll get messy for
It's
sure.
all
huh?
good. Woony,
Yeah.
woony.
I like that. But you could have the coffee cups. They have the independent man on it, and on the other side it says, "I also turn my back on Woonsocket,"
Oh,
and sell them here in Woonsocket.
that makes me so sad.
it's funny you mentioned your other car's a Quahog. Whenever I travel anywhere outside of New England, and they find out I'm from Mass, Rhode Island area, and they're Family Guy fans.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
First of all, what is a Quahog? First of all, is there a Quahog Rhode Island? And secondly,
Well, it's Escohig. That's close.
and then they say, well, what is it?
Yeah.
'Cause-
It's a hard shell clam. It's easy.
well, they don't know that, and they don't go bother looking it up because they probably can't spell it.
Right.
They can't spell Cianci either.
And
but
then
know
they
him.
go, oh, that's a clam. All right, very good.
Why don't you just call it a clam? I don't know.
Because
It's a certain
Quahog,
kind of.
Quahog's funnier.
Because
I don't know.
clam isn't funny.
Right. So, the T had its issues yesterday. There was a power outage, so everyone got to ride the T yesterday afternoon for free. It affected the blue, green, and orange lines yesterday morning,
The full rainbow.
It's a big power outage.
but not the red. And okay, the electricity went out right at 6:30.
Oh,
When the majority of people are getting on the T.
great timing.
Substation failure was reported at North Station. I'm glad they're getting this fixed because I'm taking the T tomorrow and going right to North Station. The outage impacted signals and public address systems, but not the operation of the trains themselves. The T then sent workers out to manually direct train movements until the power was restored before noontime. So
So the T was running, but all of the
the
signals,
signals, and you can't have them crashing into each
signs-
other.
Oh, what a mess.
Yeah,
So they were being manually directed.
which is even scary.
Yeah, isn't that
Scary.
scarier?
So yeah, sure, go right ahead.
Yeah,
So-
looks clear here.
That's
Got it.
right. So I know we're doing a lot of Boston mass stories today, but it's just in the news. Boston Mayor Michelle Wu says the state should not be using community centers as temporary overflow shelters. But wasn't she the one that said, please use this shelter?
Oh, yeah, well, this is the problem, you know.
Yeah, well, what do you got? We got this. The rec center they're using in Roxbury is not an appropriate site for an overflow shelter for migrants. Mayor's also calling on other cities and towns across Mass to step up and help address the crisis. She says Boston is the only community stepping up during this time of urgent need.
Isn't that rec center the one where the guy got super
Mad.
Yep.
And was yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
What do you mean I can't go play basketball?
Right.
Well, the people are sleeping right now. What is my
a
rec center?
mess. It's a
Yeah,
mess.
It is a mess. So, all right, we're gonna take a break. Once again, Rich Lane will be joining us in just a few minutes, but it is time for the forecast, being brought to you by Compassion International.
Mostly sunny skies today with a high of 38 and very breezy and blustery. Winds up to 45 miles per hour from the northwest. Tonight, increasing clouds with an overnight low of 24. Saturday's weather, a 30% chance of a little snow. No accumulation is expected. Mostly cloudy skies all day Saturday with a high of 35 degrees. Sunday, partial sunshine, 34. Washington's birthday Monday, sunny and 38. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 39. Wednesday, partly sunny and 42. And Thursday, partly sunny skies and a high of 44.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with mostly sunny skies. We have 37 degrees. Families in poverty are facing a global food crisis. $50 provides a food kit to feed a family for a month. Just text the word radio to 97646.
What does it mean that our customers are our owners? It means that we don't have shareholders like a bank. We have owners like you. And though we don't have traditional shareholders, we do share. We share values, expectations, and yes, profits in the form of better rates, lower fees, and dividends. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigant Credit Union.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's ON Radio's Cruisin' Bruce Palmer, and I'd love to have you join me every Saturday for the Saturday Block Party. We start at 4 o'clock when I open up the ON Music Vault for you to pick whatever you want to hear or send to somebody special. Yes, the good old radio request days are back. Join me for the Saturday Block Party, Saturdays from 4 until 7 on ON Radio and streaming online at woonsocketradio.com.
All right, it is Coffee Ann on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan is here. That's me. Rich Lane is here. Hi, Rich.
Good morning.
Nice to have Rich here with us. Melissa Murray is here. Dave Richards is here as well, and he's
I
got
am.
the Valley Breeze in his hands.
I do.
They are the sponsor of this segment of Coffee Ann.
All righty. Well, I have the Cumberland Lincoln in addition to the Blackstone Valley, Valley Breeze. Let's just move right along to what the stories are here. The stories I'm looking at here, I had to peel off the consumer propane sticker to see the picture because, quite frankly, now Phantom Farms is a sponsor here on the station occasionally, and I didn't realize they were putting together a brewery at Phantom
Yes.
Farms.
However,
Yes.
the brewery is not at the Phantom Farms location that everybody knows
Okay.
on Diamond Hill Road.
Oh, well, I'm sure we'd find that out and lots of other
You will.
interesting facts when we read the story from Ethan Shorey on the front page of the Cumberland Lincoln Valley Breeze. Now, if you're in Woonsocket, how do we get a Cumberland Lincoln Valley Breeze? Well, we have a small supply here at the radio station. Or you can just go to Cumberland and or Lincoln and get them there. Other story on the front page, debate in Cumberland. You think so? Residents disagree on whether to fix the Rawson Dam. Ethan Shorey
I
has a
thought it
story
had to
on
be
that.
fixed.
Yeah, well, it has to be fixed, but do they want to fix it? All right, and in Lincoln, Lincoln is behind its neighbors on recycling, it says here. The Conservation Commission is working with town officials and the Rhode Island Resource Recovery Company to improve recycling practices in the town of Lincoln. So they put together these nice little sheets that say, don't do this, don't do this. But if it's like that on a Tuesday, don't do that, and like that. And you got to have one for your refrigerator again. We still got the original one on our refrigerator, which we ignore. and just recycle in a logical way. So here we go. What can I say? You recycle like they told you in the first place. And they say, oh, yeah, but don't give us that plastic. We don't want that plastic. Okay. All right. Serving. Oh, yes. And all your newspapers have to be tied together in biodegradable string. Thank you very much, recycling people. They'll ruin anything. This is why we can't have nice things, Melissa. Serving Northern. Find out why Lincoln's so smart. Read the Valley Breeze. Okay, the North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone edition of the Valley Breeze is in my hand right now. And we read all about Bella Pelletier's story of Bugged Out Barbecue. Jermaine and the gang over at the Cornerstone building. Please don't call it the Marquette building. On both Social Street and Clinton Street, with entries on both sides. If you go on the Clinton Street side and enter on the concourse level, as they always called it when Marquette was there, you find just to the left over there where Deli Encounters used to be, Bugged Out Barbecue, and a group of us in the radio station went on a soft opening day, and we really enjoyed ourselves. We really did. They did a great job.
Pulled pork. Yay.
Oh,
It's delicious.
and I got my pulled pork bowl with the rice and stuff like that. Oh, did I love that? It's less messy when you get it in the bowl, folks. And it's one of my favorites there. So anyway, you got that there, and they got their hard grand opening. Do you remember the date? Melissa, I know that we
It's
both saw it.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Tomorrow is the hard grand opening. Okay, very good. Well, drop on by and see Jermaine. He's a hard-working dude who could use the help. Patani wins North Smithfield Spelling Bee is the other headline over here from Bella Pelletier. Spelling Bee season there, and of course the Valley Breeze has always been very, very big, and the spelling bees nearby, and always make sure they pay attention to them. And school officials in Woonsocket warn of budget troubles ahead. It's probably the nicest way you could say what went on the air on ON Radio on Wednesday night when we broadcast the school committee meeting. It was, to say the least, emotional.
All right.
And if you want to listen to the school committee meeting and hear it all in person, it's at woonsocketradio.com. If you want to read about it, pick up your Valley Breeze newspaper. It's free where you shop every Thursday.
Thanks, Dave. All right, Rich from Post 85. You know what I saw yesterday, Rich?
What did you see yesterday, Joe?
I saw a listing
Saw
of
the
the
sun at
bands
sunrise.
that are coming to Post
yes.
85
You did.
this summer.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, well,
That's all lined up, ready to go.
Yeah, what we did, we were having bands just about every weekend last year, and we found that the attendance was good for some, wasn't good for others, back and forth. So the entertainment guy down there, Dave Malone, who, by the way, I don't know if Dave's listening, but he is set to be the next state commander of the American Legion in Rhode Island. So, but we're looking forward to that. But Dave has been a long time officer down at Post 85, and he's the entertainment guy down there. So we sat down and took a look. And what we did this year is we went after, and look, we appreciate all the bands that, went down there. But look, life is life. Some bands are better than others, right? I mean, that's just the
your
way life
opinion.
goes.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Some people like this one, and other
there
people
you
like
go.
this one better.
There you go. So what we did is we sat down and we looked at spending maybe a bit more money on some of the bands in the area that provide some better music, you
Okay.
might say, and we decided to spend a bit more money that way and maybe cut down on the amount of weekends. So, but yeah, we got a heck of a lineup coming up for the summertime. Can't wait for it to happen. But in the interim,
But before then,
yes, we got a couple of things going on down the post. A couple of dates I'd like people to remember is a week from tomorrow. As a matter of fact, tomorrow's Saturday. Yes, so a week from tomorrow, which would be Saturday, February 24th, we have a band called the Salty Sister Project coming down to the post indoors. They're going to be there from 7 to 10 p.m. There's no cover charge. These are three ladies with three acoustic guitars with harmonies you would not believe. They've played down at the new venue in Worcester, Mass, Off the Rails, big country and western venue down there. They have played in Nashville, Tennessee, so they are no joke. So a week from tomorrow, Saturday, February the 24th, if you want to come down to the post, find out what we're all about and listen to some real good music, 7 to 10 p.m., no cover charge as always, cheap drinks, good camaraderie.
all right.
Also on Sunday, March the 3rd, from 2 to 6 p.m., we got Christine Boland with Tim the Banjo Man Benjamin coming in with her. And we always have our meat raffles on Sunday, right around 4 o'clock. But on Sunday, March the 3rd, we're going to have Christine and Tim do a little music. And they'll take a break right around 4 o'clock. We'll do our meat raffle, and then they'll play a little bit more music. So those are just 2 music dates, I guess. But, Joe, like you just got done saying, if you want to go online on WO1, you can see an events page that Melissa, I guess, does a good job on. And, look up everything that's going on down the post. And come on down and just have a good time. And I know when I was here the last couple of weeks, I mentioned St. Patrick's Day. That's still going on. We got our general post meeting this Sunday, but I'll have all the information for St. Patty's Day, hopefully prices. But right now I can say for sure that on St. Patty's Day from 12 to 2, we're going to do corned beef sandwiches, and then from 4 until we're done, we're going to have the traditional corned beef and cabbage dinner, and we got a band going down there, Running Wild. They're going to be playing that afternoon, so we'll have music and some good food. And like I said, I'll come back with some prices, hopefully next week. So
All right.
we'll see what happens there. Always want to mention the courtesy vehicle. And it was funny. I got a couple of interesting calls on the Veterans Courtesy Vehicle the other day. It's kind of strange because we got to work this out somehow for veterans. There's a veteran that lives in Rhode Island that his appointment is at the Jamaica Plain VA facility up by Boston. Now he's trying to get a ride. Rhode Island won't take him because they say the appointment's in Mass.
Mass won't take him.
Mass won't take
because
him
he's in Rhode
he lives
Island.
in
because he lives in Rhode Island.
Yep.
So here's a veteran stuck without a ride.
Yep.
Now, I don't know where he lives in Rhode Island, but I'm kind of stuck with my vehicle because I've got a certain geographical radius I can't go out of to pick veterans up in Rhode Island. So I got to get in touch with this gentleman today. But that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that. But I don't know. Let's put it this way. I'm going to find a way to get that
Yeah,
guy
let's
to his
figure that
appointment.
out.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out somehow. But anyhow, let me explain the courtesy vehicle for those of you that don't know about it. This is a vehicle we have down at American Legion Post 85 for our veterans that have to go to a medical appointment down at the VA or a private medical appointment, because you can do that as a veteran now. And what we'll do is you call the post at 401-766-7585. You will give your name and your telephone number to the person that answers the phone down there. I am the duty officer for the vehicle. They contact me. I contact you. We set up a trip for your appointment. If the vehicle isn't being used on the day that you need it, we will book you that day. We will pick you up. We will take you to your medical appointment. We will wait for you at your medical appointment, and then we will bring you back home. And this is all free of charge, courtesy of the American Legion Post 85. And, I always forget to mention this, but the United Veterans Council here in Rhode Island, which is 5 other entities, including the American Legion Post, they sponsor the vehicle financially. So I want to thank everybody in the United Veterans Council and all the members that give a donation every month to keep this vehicle on the road. Insurance prices are unbelievable to insure this vehicle because it's commercial. As a matter of fact, it's right around $3,000 this year to, it's unbelievable how much money it is. So, but we want to thank everybody. And we've had people out here that have listened to this radio show that have dropped by the post with $25 donations, $50 donations to the vehicle. Want to thank everybody out there that does that.
Fantastic.
Good people. Yep. And another place I want to mention, and it was really heartwarming to me, because, Joe, every once in a while, if you do something, you don't expect remuneration for it, but it's always nice to hear thank you.
Sure.
Thank you fires me up. I don't know about you, but anytime something good happens and somebody says thank you, it just makes you feel great. So we went down the other day, myself and the commander, Bob LaFord, out of Post 85. We went down to the Operation Stand Down in Rhode Island. They have the Women's Veterans Shelter that they opened up out here in Woonsocket. So myself and the commander went down there the other day, and we finished off the rest of the money we had from the anonymous $2,000 donation and dropped off some supplies down there for them. And, you know, one of the ladies that is in that homeless shelter came down to the post two nights ago. I was sitting there, and luckily I was there. And she sat down and she said, Rich, I just wanted to come down here and personally thank the people down here at Post 85 for everything you're doing for us up there.
Wow.
And that was just, it made me feel so good. And she said, you know, 2 years ago, I was in Providence handing out meals to homeless people. Mm-hmm. She said, if you would have told me 2 years ago I'd be a homeless veteran, I would have said you were crazy.
Right.
But, you know, but for the grace of God, it could happen to anybody. So, you know, all I got to say out there is that for anybody you're in that situation, if you need help as a veteran, don't be afraid to come down to Post 85 and ask. That's what we're all about. We're a family, and we don't want to see a veteran go without. And anything that we can do to help, we got so many contacts down there. We're probably the most active American Legion post in the state of Rhode Island. We will help you. And if we can't help you and we don't know how to help you, we'll just pick up the phone and we'll call Melissa. We'll say, hey, Melissa, do you know anybody? Because Melissa's been so good to us down there helping us with stuff. So, yeah, between all of us, I'm sure we can find an answer to your problem or solution.
All right, very good. We're going to take a break here on Coffee Am. We will come back. We got a note to get to. For you, Rich.
Oh, again?
This portion of Coffee Am has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Hi everybody, this is Dave Richards, and I'm here on the second floor showroom of the new Coletta's Furniture. The Coletta brothers ran the Family Discount Furniture Store, and they still run a Family Discount Furniture Store, which they're using their last name, Coletta's Furniture. And we're here at Coletta's Furniture Gallery. Brad Coletta.
Dave, we're here now on the second floor of the showroom. This is the Coletta Furniture Gallery outlet up top. So we offer 14 different living room sets from Ashley Furniture in the price range of $699, $799, $899, $999. And that's for the living room set, the sofa and the love seats. Also on this outlet, we have Ashley sectionals, starting from the $8.99, and they go up to about $10.99. So there's about 8 different sectionals in this gallery and 14 different living room sets. And pretty much all of them are in stock for same-day pickup and next-day delivery.
It's at the Family Discount Furniture Store, known as Coletta's Furniture, 598 Wood Avenue in Woonsocket.
Hi, everyone. This is Bill Schneck with the Autumn Fest Steering Committee. I am very happy to announce that on Thursday, February 22nd, there will be a benefit dinner at Cello's Restaurant, 490 Clinton Street, here in Woonsocket. Take your family out to dinner at Cello's or order takeout to enjoy at home from Cello's, and up to 20% of your dinner order value, excluding tax and tip, will be donated to Autumn Fest, Inc. Please pick up your free Autumn Fest dinner certificates for Cellos at this radio station, WOON Radio, 985 Park Avenue here in the city, or any member of the Autumn Fest Steering Committee. One certificate will cover your entire group. Certificates will not be available at Cellos that night. I look forward to seeing you and your family down at Cellos Restaurant for dinner on Thursday night, February 22nd. And as always, I greatly appreciate your ongoing support of Autumn Fest. Thank you very much.
All right there. Thanks, Bill. It is Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Joe Callahan here, along with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, Rich Lane from Post 85. Note called in, 766-1240 for Rich. What's wrong with the Boston Bruins?
Nothing.
That's from Serge Savard.
Nothing.
Nothing?
Nothing.
They're
3 losses
inhaling.
in a row.
They're inhaling, that's all.
They looked pretty good last night.
Yeah.
they just couldn't finish off. Look at the amount of chances they had. What they have?
They're up against a good goalie last
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Kept
Sometimes.
missing the net.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. You know, you hit the post
he was
3
scaring
times,
them
you
'cause
shoot
he
it a
was
little
so
bit.
good.
But I mean, they had all sorts of offensive opportunities. It just didn't finish up. But they did look a lot better last night than they have in the last couple of games. Thank you, Serge Savard up there. I know exactly who you are.
Well, I'm going to try to bring him good luck. I'm going to the game tomorrow.
Are you?
So,
Well, good.
We'll see how it goes.
Don't be the cooler.
Oh yeah.
What's that?
Don't be a cooler.
Oh, Brad Marchand tomorrow too, right?
No.
Aren't they doing that?
No, they're doing it on Monday.
Oh, is it Monday? Okay. All right.
I thought his 1000th game deal, they're deciding to do it on Monday because Monday's also because it's a holiday.
Yeah.
And it's an afternoon game at 12:30, and a lot of kids will be there.
Yeah,
lot
more
of
kids
little
could
kids.
go.
Well,
That's
more
good.
kids can go Saturday, but no, I'm going to miss it.
Although,
by
doesn't
one
Massachusetts
game.
use March instead of April and February for school vacation?
No, they use February and April.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, but
I remember being on a cruise ship one time during February and people saying, "Oh yeah, well, we don't get that vacation in February. We get it in March." Well,
No,
some-
I know.
yeah.
I know.
My daughter's taking the week
Yeah, I
off.
know. My granddaughters are off next week. So
Maybe it's Florida that does that. I don't know. Right? What kind of-
all right. How about this story?
How about this story, Joe?
This is an actual horror film
Put it to a vote.
that's going to make
Oh,
your skin
no.
crawl,
Oh,
come to
no.
life. Mostly for Melissa, because out of the 4 of us, I think Melissa's the worst, that hates to fly the most.
The
Yeah, I
Fly?
don't. I don't
Hates
like
to fly.
Yeah.
Oh, hates
I'm
to
better.
fly.
I'm
Yes.
better, but
Okay.
I have some issues with flying sometimes.
There's a Delta International flight.
Mm-hmm.
It was going
God.
from Amsterdam to Detroit.
I know this story.
Okay.
This is a long flight.
Yes.
Okay.
She's drinking coffee. You really want to do this?
Well, most of the passengers pretty happy to be off the plane they were on when maggots fell from the overhead cabin onto the economy passengers. After an
It's
hour.
never the first
It's
class,
never the-
right?
no, no.
Yeah. Hour up into the end of the flight.
And so they had to turn around.
Okay.
And they were rerouted back to
where they came
Schiphol
from.
Airport after a suitcase containing rotten fish in the overhead bin broke open. Don't know how. Just they always say your luggage may have shifted during travel, so I think
Right.
it did.
It broke open because of the pressure. From
Okay.
yeah.
So it broke open, and the maggots began to fall on the unsuspecting passengers. Can you imagine that happening?
No, I could not.
Passengers exited the plane after it landed at the original airport, and the suitcase that caused the disruption was put in a bag to be burned while the cabin was cleaned.
Yeah.
They
What
know
else
how to
could you
take
do?
care of this. We're just going to burn it.
A passenger told the Daily Mail that the owner of the
That's a publication?
yes, that's the
Okay.
newspaper. That the owner of the suitcase was identified. They were on the airplane
Okay.
and was detained on the plane following complaints from other passengers, though it was unclear whether the individual will be fined or face any further action.
So it was from rotting fish.
Rotten
Yes.
fish were put in a suitcase and brought onto the flight
To
and put in the
save for
overhead
later.
compartment.
Why?
Well, maybe they were going to pay a ransom, and they didn't want to pay off in money. I mean,
course.
maybe they had a low opinion of the kidnappers.
And flies
Maybe they're
can-
going to pay taxes. I don't know.
Flies can smell this stuff from miles
I did.
away.
That
Of
was wait a minute. That
course.
was my question. Didn't anybody Didn't anybody God,
smell
you'd
this?
think like
You
it.
think so?
Okay, Melissa, if you're sitting,
was closed
let's
then.
say you got the suitcase full of rotten fish, and
Right.
we're waiting for the flight to take off, and I get the
No,
seat
something-
right
something
next
smells
to you
really wrong.
in the terminal before we board, and I'm looking, I'm going, geez, what stinks? You know, I mean,
Like
wouldn't you-
really stinks.
Yeah,
Like, not
like,
just
wouldn't
like
you
oh,
think you
something
could
smells funny,
smell
but
it?
like,
I mean,
right.
God.
Well, you would think so, but
Oh.
they were still an hour into the flight.
I would have
before-
freaked
before
out.
Things
Nah,
started falling out
nah.
of the sky.
I would have freaked
And,
out.
and it wasn't the oxygen mask.
My
Right,
God.
right.
Ooh.
And your first thought isn't, oh, that must be dead fish. But like you're like, oh, somebody has a dead body in their carry-on
Oh,
and chopped up, and
What is going on?
what is going on? I'm on the flight with a serial killer or something.
So you just never know.
I have the heebie-jeebies
Doesn't
now.
it give
Thank
you
you.
the,
Yeah,
skin,
right. I
your
know.
skin crawls like, oh, geez. You're like, oh, come on.
That'll last the rest of the day for us and everyone else
Oh,
listening.
goodness.
Thank you.
I find it annoying when I find maggots in my trash can.
Ugh.
You know,
In the
they
summer.
go in the summertime. They go after some whatever foods down there, and the flies land and do what they do, and they lay the eggs, and then
Oh, yeah.
the
Yeah,
larvae
yeah, yeah.
is break open or whatever, and then jeez, there's a bunch
Nope,
of them.
then I'm not
so-
touching it.
Take it easy now. I'm going out for fish and chips later, so let's just like kind of.
All right. So the police in Guilford, Connecticut, they have put out an all points bulletin. They're looking for a furry four-legged creature called the groundhog. They're very upset. Where's the early spring?
Oh, jeez.
Of course, they're trying to be funny. They went on Facebook this week to share a tongue-in-cheek post saying they're coming for Chuckles the groundhog.
Chuckles.
They say he's defrauding New Englanders with his claims of a shorter winter after the area was coated with snow. So not much going on there in Guilford, Connecticut, where the police department can post this to their website, to their Facebook page.
Wow. Now the criminals, any criminals listening out there say, gee, we should go to Guilford, Connecticut. It looks like there ain't much going on down there. Maybe we won't get caught.
Off the coast of California, Colombia. Authorities have found a semi-submersible vessel filled with over 4 tons of cocaine.
Whoa.
4 tons of so that's 8,000 pounds. Do my math real quick.
Yeah.
During a search and rescue mission off the Pacific coast of Colombia, officers were looking for missing fishermen when the 50-foot-long vessel was detected on Wednesday. The Colombian Navy and Air Force, as well as the Ecuadorian Navy, intercepted the so-called narco sub during a joint operation. Officials say 4 people on the sub were arrested.
Yeah.
205 packages of different sizes and shapes ended up testing positive for cocaine. Authorities are reportedly still looking for other fishermen that may be involved with the transportation of the cocaine. And where were they going? Where was it coming from? But oh my gosh, that's a
narco
lot.
sub.
A narco sub. That's the new name for it. Yeah.
Yes. With
So if they've done it this one time, it's probably been done a few other
this
times.
is not the first attempt.
It worked the first
Nor-
time.
nor will it be the
It won't be
last.
the last either. So
That's insane.
isn't that nuts? And how much it is?
It was on its way to Mexico, and it was going to be brought over the southern border. That's it's the cartel. And,
We don't know where it was. Where the heck was it going?
That's just a guess on my part. I don't know.
It doesn't say.
And just to clarify, it was not off the coast of California. It was off the coast of
Colombia.
Colombia.
It
Yeah.
could have. But California would be a possibility too. Look at Melissa shaking her head. Go, Rich.
So, Rich,
Not today, Rich. Not today.
you were a correctional officer.
Yes.
A man convicted of murder and sentenced to 22 years to life behind bars is free from prison due to a technicality. This took place in Seneca County, New York. Terrence Lewis was released from a maximum security prison in Seneca County after a judge determined that officials violated the federal interstate agreement on detainers law. The law says that a prisoner in one jurisdiction who is facing an unrelated charge in another jurisdiction must be held and tried in that jurisdiction before they are returned to the place of their original incarceration. Well, that is tough to follow.
Okay.
Lewis was charged with second-degree murder in New York. However, officials sent him back to a federal prison in Pennsylvania, where he was serving a sentence for a drug conviction before his murder trial was held. And due to him being sent back to prison in Pennsylvania before the New York trial was complete, the law requires the murder conviction to be tossed out.
That's wild. No,
Isn't
that's
that crazy?
Yeah, someone needs to
And
fix that
wrong?
law.
I love New York.
That's right.
Right? I mean, there you go. I mean,
Was it a New York law or was it a
It's a New York law.
North Carolina.
It's a New York law.
Yeah.
That is wild.
And the judges just go, well, this is the law. And
Well,
this
I
is what
know
we gotta
because they
But,
can't
oh
do
my God.
anything
Yeah.
about it.
But
there you
So
go.
someone needs to change that.
he is still in prison back in Pennsylvania, but he
Pennsylvania.
won't. His
But
his
the
conviction for
murder charge is done.
Yeah, he's not convicted of it.
Well, it's a
anymore.
second degree too. So
So it's okay?
So well, no, I didn't say it was okay. What the heck? But I mean,
Make that phone call to the family.
Yeah. Well, what's
Right?
how long is he in for in Pennsylvania? Does
It doesn't
in
say
the
how long
report?
on his drug charges. No.
No. So he might be in for quite a while down in Pennsylvania.
It's
too,
possible,
so,
or
yeah.
he could be out in a month.
Yeah. But
so I don't know.
it's crazy. It's
That is
crazy,
crazy.
huh? Unreal.
All right. In case you plan on going to the Met Gala in New York City next month, Vogue magazine says there's a dress code.
I wouldn't have thought.
The magazine posted Thursday that the dress code for the evening is, quote, the Garden of Time, which is inspired by J.G. Ballard's short story. I didn't read it.
Okay.
The story tells of a count and countess who live in an idyllic villa overlooking a garden, but beyond the walls of the villa, a mob is encroaching. According to Vogue, the dress code is about fleeting beauty. The Met Gala is held on May 6th.
So what would be the dress? I mean, what would you wear?
Well, if you're going to be a count and countess, so
Yeah.
so
that means
a little more white tie and tails, I guess.
That means the iron boxer shorts that I have hanging in my closet wouldn't be appropriate for that evening. No?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's- and evening gowns for the ladies, I guess. That's what they
Okay.
All
do.
right. Well, I won't
Flowery,
I won't be going to
I
that.
don't
That's
know.
for sure.
Passing on the Met
Yeah,
Gala.
I never
I
thought
think
there'd
I'll
be
pass.
a dress code for the Met Gala.
Well, now there is.
Yeah, now there is. Okay, I'll keep that in mind next time I get
you're
invited.
All right, that does it for the show for today. Next time you're on an airplane, check that overhead bin.
Oh, my gosh.
To make sure it's your bag up there.
If I
not
smell
somebody else's.
anything, I'm just, yeah.
Freaking out.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
All right.
I'm out of there.
Thanks to Dave Richards, who was here a little earlier. Oh, here he comes now. Thanks, Dave.
Hi there. Remember, Valley Breeze.
All right.
Next month, Valley Breeze, Radio Squares.
All right, very good.
Oh, yes.
And Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. Happy Friday, everyone.
All right, Rich Elaine, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much. Come on down to the Post and visit us, folks.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
Police have arrested a man in connection with an arson fire at a predominantly black church in North Providence. The U.S. Attorney's Office reports that Kevin Colantonio was taken into custody Thursday for allegedly setting fires, several of them, outside Shiloh Gospel Temple